Yeah, I'm going ahead. I'm going to record our session now. So I'm hoping that by the end of our session today that you're able not only to just open and play with those files, but that you're actually able to edit this template to its fullest and have a creation. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, and it may take a little while for Photoshop to open. I want to make sure that it's going to be okay doing this screen share that we're doing right now with Photoshop open. So, like, if we end up with any, like, significant lag, just, you know, let me know if it's really laggy on your end and you want to run it off of my computer, and I can let you control my computer with the same program.
Okay. Now, my Photoshop usually does take a minute to come up, though, so.
No, and mine does, too, and I have a pretty, you know, a pretty heavy hitter as far as a computer. But especially if you don't already have it open or you're not already using it, it just does that sometimes, and that's fine. And then sometimes it'll take a long time to open some of these files too, depending on how large they are. And remind me, we're doing the tie-dye one, but we're doing the 13 by 19, not the all-over one, right?
Yeah, I just want to know how to like, because I bought some of the templates and stuff for me, but I don't even know how to use the tools to adjust it. So I'm real flexible. I'm real flexible.
Okay, well then that's exciting because that means you already have some of the products, and after our session, hopefully you'll get a little more confidence to play with those templates. And pretty much, don't be afraid of messing them up because at the very least, if anything happens, you have your zip file version of it, which is going to maintain the original format. So don't be afraid to play in those things. And that's how I learned a lot of what I know is by using templates. And what I would do is I would kind of reverse engineer them, so I would understand, okay, that's what the layer effects do. That's what a smart object is. That's how I, you know, create these layers and effects. So, yeah, bust open those templates.
See, and what's scary for me is that layers and effecting. That's what's scary for that.
Okay, well, we're going to take that fear away today. I'm telling you, that's what we're going to work on. So, yeah, you can
I think I'm in there. So click on the tie-dye.
Yeah, you can click on that one, and it should, based on where it's saved, it should automatically open it. And then while that is loading up, because it might take a little minute, where are the photos that you want to put in here? So where, I guess, the images that you want to substitute. Do you have those?
They're probably in my pic, because I'm not that organized, so I don't know where should they be.
Well,
I mean, they're just under pictures. I mean, they're on the computer, but.
Okay, well, see if you can go to the folder and pick out whatever pictures you want to use for today. That way I can help you get them together. Because all we're going to be doing is dragging and dropping them onto the file. It also looks like it's opening up. We may have to download some fonts. I knew that was going to happen. So let me tell you.
Yeah, see, I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's just telling you these are fonts that I use in the template. And again, let's do this. I think I can Control-2. So just go to Google Chrome real quick. I'm going to show you if you ever got a template that does not have a font installed in it. Either it's a free font that you can find somewhere, or it's a font that I sell. And I only have like a handful of fonts, so you'll know when it's one of mine. Go ahead and as a matter of fact, just do a new Google search window.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Add a new tab there.
Now everybody's home now. I think since everybody's home with the internet, seems like
and that's the thing too. The internet is real laggy, especially in concentrated areas where people live, because the internet usually isn't meant to have so many people on at one time. So I definitely understand. And Chrome itself just takes up a lot of data. If it
Yeah.
crashed on you, it's okay. You can go, as a matter of fact, let's not do Chrome. Do you have Firefox by any chance?
Yeah. I think I do.
Try that one. I know Internet Explorer kind of doesn't do a lot these days.
Well, maybe I don't. Where's Firefox?
We can try Microsoft Edge too. I really want to show you how to find a font, because that's something that
Now, I've
that does.
downloaded some fonts from, like on my Cricut Design. I've done that before.
Okay, so it's a similar process.
Okay.
If you don't, you can just use your Microsoft Edge there, that E,
Yeah.
because it looks like it's going to make you download something just to get Firefox.
Okay.
Chrome has, usually it takes up a lot of data. But when the window first popped up telling you what fonts were missing, that's your opportunity to kind of, basically jot down what the name of those fonts are and go ahead and download them before we start playing in the template. That way, when we change stuff, it doesn't just change it to like a plain font. It'll keep the look of it. And I'm going to, let's see, just go to google.com. That way you're still using the Google search.
Oops, wait a minute.
No, Google knew to fix that.
Right.
They corrected it for you. They're not going to lose no sales. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll go back to Photoshop. So let's go back to the file. Or I'm sorry, go back to the program, Photoshop program. And let's right-click. So this is your artboard, everything that you see the art on. You can right-click on the class of and show me, right-click on the class of text. Okay, now click, you see where it says class of year and then the word class of? Click on class of. And it's going to take you to the layer. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to help you with your setup right now because I don't even see your layers panel. Do you mind if I change your setup so you can see?
Yeah, because I don't know what this is.
Okay, it's cool. And this is a good opportunity to show you that. So I'm going to go here to your window. Now your window can change your workspace. So right now you have Essentials. I usually will change it to Graphic and Web. And then I'm going to basically show you where my stuff is set up. And then if you want to change it, you absolutely can. But now you'll see your history here, which is going to be a big deal because when you do something that you want to change, maybe you made a change and you didn't like it, instead of just undoing one time, you'll see your entire history there. And then let's see what else we have. Here are your layers. I'm going to swing these layers. Uh-oh. I got a little lag on my end. Hold on. Let me expand this window. I think I'm clicking too much. I'm going to give it a second. I'll bring your properties up here where the character is, and I'm trying to lock it in. And this might be easier for you to do. I'm trying to move this properties panel, but it's really, really laggy on my end, meaning that what I think I'm doing, I'm not doing it at the same time, so it's got a delay. But you see I was pulling that properties tab. Are you able to press the word properties, that tab, and pull it right next to character? Will it
I
let
don't
you do
see
that?
properties.
It might be frozen there.
Yeah.
Because I see it, but it's not moving. So at the top right corner, you know, see there's a window that says properties and then character.
Is it behind that phone? It might be behind right there. I do now. I just moved it. So I see the property now.
Okay. Will it allow you to pull on the word properties? Will it let you move it around? Because it's stuck on my end.
Yeah.
Okay. Drag it.
Oh,
right
I don't know
there
what. I don't know where it went.
It looks like it put it right here. Right here.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Okay.
I was trying to expand this and put your layers over here. So same thing down here where your layers. If you see the word layer down at the bottom right side of the screen, drag that tab the same way you just inadvertently, you know, you just made a mistake and dropped it. I want you to do the same thing with layers. Go ahead and drop it up there. So take that tab, drag it and drop it. Yep,
Oops,
right there. So now you see your layers kind of laid out, right? This is going to help you see what you're selecting. And then as far as this libraries right here, we don't need that. As a matter of fact, I want to go ahead and close that out because that's going to slow you down if you're trying to use the cloud. In order to find objects, that slows you down. So we'll close that tab group. We don't need it. Color swatches. I'm trying to drag this over here. We'll just leave it. We'll let it be right there. As long as we can see layers and as long as we have the option to see everything else, we're good. So you see how when I told you to right-click on class of and it took you over here to the text? So if you right-click anything on the artboard and you go ahead and click to that object you're trying to touch, it will show you where it is in these layers. So then that way the layers don't look so scary. Now you see also you have that T and it has this caution symbol. That means that you don't have that font. So when I look up here at the top, it has these brackets around the font that says Stay Rad. And that's because you don't have Stay Rad on your computer. So what I would do is go to your Google and I would type in Stay Rad. I guess it didn't get to Stay Rad font. And there it is on the font. So you would click on that, download it. Go ahead and open it. And it'll be a zip file, but as long as it's just one single font that you're installing, you can open it from the zip file and install it. Otherwise, you have to unzip. Like if it's a font that has multiple different styles to it, then you have to unzip it and install each style of it. But there it is. So we'll go to that. Uh-oh. I did something there. And then you don't even have to do anything but open it. I guess my double clicking on my end isn't working. So you try double clicking on that Stay Rad demo. Is it letting you open it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because when I double click, it just makes my window really small. So you can go to install. And all this may be taking a little time because we're running a lot of resources. So we'll let it take its time.
So it'll show you like Stay Rad is the name of, so it pulls that up.
Right. Right.
Okay,
exactly. So there you go. So now it's installing the font for you. And this is a demo version. So if you ever wanted like the extra characters and all of that stuff, then of course you have to purchase the font. But I try to use fonts that for the most part are free for personal use. And then if you need to download the, if you need all the extra characters, then you can purchase that font and support that designer, or you can choose a different font. So that looks like that works. So let's go back to Photoshop. And now that I have installed this onto the computer, I can double click on my T like I'm going to edit the text. So as a matter of fact, you go ahead and do that. Double click on, yeah, and then just say OK. It's going to tell you it may cause it to change because you don't have that font. But then it recognizes, hey, you do have that font, and now you're able to edit that text, and it keeps the same look. So now you have that font on the computer, and see how that little caution symbol went away? It's because now it recognizes that you have the font on the computer, so that's perfect. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with 2023. Let's click on 2023 and see what the name of the font is. And if you're not sure what the full name is, you can always click on the character there. And, oh, you got to your layer effects. So we don't need those just yet. You can go ahead and cancel out of that one.
Oh, did I do that?
Look at the character at the top right corner. It says character there. And the name of the font is something like Tall, Dark, and Handsome. But if you want to see what the full name is, just click there. And then you can copy. You can Control-C. You can copy that.
Control-C.
Control-C is the copy, and Control-V is the paste. So let's go. Yep, you got the idea. And you can try to see if it's in the font. I just do a Google search because some of these are on the font and some of them aren't. So I just do a search for whatever that name is and put the word fonted in, and usually I'll find it somewhere.
Uh-oh. And what was it? Tall, dark, and?
It's Tall, Dark, and Handsome, I believe. And just put, yep, font. There you go. And there's the font as well. So that works. And it's just, once you start collecting some of these fonts, you'll realize that your typography and your style of decorating with fonts and text will get a lot stronger. So you'll learn how to use like script fonts mixed with like this is a taller, thinner font, a sans serif font, and the use of the shadows and all of those little details that we don't think make a difference, but when you see your design next to someone else's design, you'll be able to look at it and see that you put more detail into it. So all of these things make sense. So I'm trying to get people to understand the fonts make a difference too. So if you get those on hand, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, especially that graffiti font. And I'll show you how to get to that one in a bit because you won't be able to see the name of the font until you open that Smart Object.
I click on the Tall, Dark, right?
Yep. And it'll probably, it might take a little second to open. I don't know. If you double click it.
Yeah. Maybe I did.
That might take a little second there.
Okay, there
you go. And then you just hit install. And it usually doesn't take much time at all to install a font. All right, it's done. All right, so you can close out of that. And let's go back to our Photoshop. Now, do you have a specific project that you want to do this for? Because we can make this something that you can actually print and make money off of, or something that you need to print for yourself, maybe.
Yeah. I just wanted to learn how to do it. So I mean, I don't really have any.
Do you have anybody that's graduating this semester?
Let me see. I have her. I thought I saved her cheer pictures, just some cheer pictures or something. Let me see. Thought I did.
Or it can even be like a birthday, or pretty much you can use this template for anything. It's very versatile.
Yeah, I don't have any graduates or anything, but just put the pictures. Let me see. Do you want me to show you what pictures?
Yeah, if you have a cheer picture, that's great too.
All right, don't be gone too long. Now I can't find it. Maybe it's under download. Yeah, there's
I see you got a lot of Delta stuff going on. Is that something that if you made a design that that you'd be able to market really well?
yeah. You see the wait a minute. You see those cheer pictures? Because I just want to. Yeah, I'm flexible. So you just tell me. I'm just trying to put some stuff in the thing. So
Yeah.
under last month,
you got
you
your
see
cheer, and it looks like the background's already cut out, so that's perfect. So do me a favor.
Yeah, because I was trying to, practice with it, but I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You did your thing. So that's good. So let me show you. We're going to go back to Photoshop real quick. Before we drag any photos in, I want you to right-click on the existing photo, so the main photo that's there. Go ahead and right-click on it.
Right here?
Right on the artboard. And it should give you some options there. So, yep, it's for the, where it says Ventrisa there. Remove VP. Click on that one because that's the photo. Yep. And auto select is on right now. I want you to turn auto select off. You see at the very top left hand, there's a checkbox that says auto select. Go ahead and turn that off because it looks like it's helping you now, and it's going to drive you crazy later on when you're trying to move stuff and it thinks you're trying to select another layer. So we have that off. And right now, I want you to notice that it did pick that that photo. So when we drag new photos in, it's going to drag it right on top of that existing photo. So now let's go back to your folder where you had your cheer images.
Okay, so since, let me just make sure I got that. So since I clicked on her picture, so when I click a picture, it's going to put it in the place of that one?
Oh, no, we're going to drag it in. We're going to drag it from the folder.
Okay.
But the reason why we selected that photo is so that it puts it on top of that layer. So we're not just searching for it wherever it drops it.
Okay.
So let's say that you're going to pick, I think you have at least 3 pictures here, right? 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
And you can select the checkbox to select those 3 PNGs. And I'll show you how you can bring all 3 of them in at once. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to hold like you're going to drag it. So if you were dragging this, you're going to pick it up, hold it, drag it on top of your...
I'm going to be able to do all 3, or I got to do them separately?
Do them all together. So I want you to pick it up and hover over Photoshop. So pick them and, hold on, looks like it's thinking for a second. Okay, yep, pick them up. Hold down your right mouse key and hover over the Photoshop icon.
Okay, wait a minute. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, wait a minute.
Okay. Go ahead.
So when I'm in the box, click on the select.
Yep.
And
you'll go ahead and select all 3 of them. See how you're moving right now?
Yeah.
Okay, but you want to hover over. Here, let me try it first, and then I'll show you, and then you'll get an idea. So if I select just one of them, because you can do this with one, or you can do this with many photos. See how I'm dragging it? I'm going to hover over my Photoshop icon, and then it opened up Photoshop, and then I will drag it to my artboard and just release it onto the artboard. So that's what you're going to do. And it'll probably give you a little more control than me because it starts slowing down when I drag things. So let's go back to the folder.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, and go ahead, select all 3. Yep, but the ones without the background. I think you got one selected to the left.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try that one. Okay.
Okay. Now you're going to hold down the right mouse key while you're hovering over one of the images, Hold down the right mouse key, and then you're going to drag it. I'm sorry, not the right. I'm sorry, the left click.
Okay.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Let me go back and put it. Okay, so do the. It
Just
takes
the
it away
regular.
when.
Well, just touch on the photo, not the box. There you go. And then you're going to drag it on top of the Photoshop icon.
I got to go back and check all of them now, though, huh?
Well, yeah, next time you pick it up and drag it, just make sure you don't touch the checkbox. You're just going to drag the thumbnail. There you go. See, I've got 3 of them selected. Hover it over the Photoshop, though. Hover it over the Photoshop logo in the taskbar. Now touch on top of the artboard. Bring it on top of the artboard. And you'll see a plus sign.
I think I lost it.
Okay, we'll just try it over again then.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, lost it.
So it's got them still selected. So just click and drag like you did before. Now go to the artboard. Don't stay there too long. Go to the artboard and then, yep, you got it. You turn it to a plus sign and drop it.
Oh, okay. It dropped it.
Did it?
Okay, let me. No,
okay,
it looks like it's doing.
Hit enter. Enter means that you're going to accept that image as it came in. So hit enter. And it's going to do it 3 times for it. Yep. Hit enter again for the next picture. And hit enter again for the next picture. Perfect. So you got your 3 photos in there. Okay.
Okay,
so
cool.
Now what we can do is we can turn off the one for, and I'm just looking at the eyeball. So you have the one that says Van Teresa. Look at the layers panel and go ahead and turn off the eyeball for Van Teresa's image so that you only see your images. And there's another one right above the images that you brought in. You can turn that one off.
This one, I think, is.
That one's off. The one right below it.
This one?
Go ahead and turn the eyeball off for that one. Okay, and then we have some background images, but I'll show you how to get to that in a little bit. So now you have your 3 images in place, and this color scheme almost works. All we have to do is change the yellow out. So that looks like this is going to be a good project for you. So let's go ahead. We're going to focus right now on resizing the image. So if you click on whichever photo you want to be your main photo, go ahead and click on
Do I click it in the box or in the layers?
Well, we see it right now in the layers, so go ahead and click it in the layers, and I'll show you the difference. Okay. Now, I want you to hold down Control and hit the letter T as in transform. And we're going to transform one of those photos. Hold down Control and then hit T, like transform.
Okay.
Yeah, that box appeared. Now you can stretch out one of those corners, and it'll change the size. Yeah, I usually go with one of my diagonal corners. Hold down Shift, and if you hold down Shift, it will stretch it proportionally. It won't let it get all stretched out of shape. Okay. So let's say that's the size you want. You can hit Enter.
So wait a minute. So if I hold down Shift, the control was the.
Change. If you hold down Shift while you're in transform mode, it'll keep the ratio. Another thing you can do while you're transforming, you see this little link here at the top that I'm hovering the mouse over? That means you're going to maintain the aspect ratio. If you hit that while you're changing the size, you won't be able to twist it out of shape. You know, sometimes you make it too wide or too skinny.
Right.
You won't be able to do that. It'll only change the entire shape. So go ahead and hit Enter so you lock in that size there. And we're going to do the same thing. Go ahead and place that image in the middle. So let's say that's going to be your main image. So use you're on your move tool right now. Go ahead and move it right towards the center. And just literally click on the picture and shift it.
I'm clicking on, wait a minute, okay. Control?
No. All you have to do is click on it with the mouse and then move it with the mouse.
Oh, okay.
Just regular click and move it.
Oh, okay. I saw that. Oh, okay.
And so you have the other two pictures. Go ahead. I want you just freestyle that. Click on one of the other pictures, Control T. And Control T is a shortcut. So Control T is short for transform. Now you want to click on a different picture though, unless you want to change the size of this one that you already did.
Okay, so how do I get that box off?
Hit enter and it'll lock in whatever transformation you're doing, and then go ahead and select a different layer to play with. All right, Control T for that one. And go ahead and stretch it out. And now I have the aspect ratio locked. You won't have to hold down shift.
Okay.
See how it won't allow you to stretch it out?
Yeah, it's stretched out.
Well, I mean, it won't allow you to misshape it. Let me put it that way. Like, it won't allow you to make it too fat or too skinny. So you can hit enter when you get it to the size that you want. Hit enter. And it'll lock in that size, and then go ahead and do the same thing for your third image. And that, I think, will be the last one. Yep. Control T there. There you go. And these are beautiful images.
Thank you. I'm just doing your thing.
Now, let's say for instance, like you wanted that one to go behind or in front of another one, I'm going to show you how to change the layer order. But just focus on what size you want it to be right now, and then I'll show you how to change the order of the graphic.
Okay. Yeah.
So get it whatever size you want it. Okay, and just hit enter. All right. So you have the option to layer like one image on top of the other. Let's say, for instance, the one that you have, let's see, this middle one, if it'll allow me to click. If I want this on top of everything else, I'm just going to turn the eyeball off and on so that I can see what I'm working with. Turn it back on. And you can take this layer and then you can drag it above the previous layer, and that picture will go on top of the other. So it's really laggy on my end, so I'm going to ask you to do it. So the image that we have selected in the layer, drag it above the previous photo. Just click and drag it, and then drop it. So now you see how her leg is in front now? If you were to put this one in the center, let's say you wanted this as your main image, if you put it in the center, it would overlap the other two images because it's on the top. So it goes kind of like in order, just like you would like a deck of cards. So whatever's at the top is going to show first, and whatever's behind it is going to give it that that layered appearance. So go ahead and put that image wherever you want it to be. If that's where you want it, that's fine. We can leave it there and use the middle image. So it's all up to you.
I should probably practice it.
Now, I can give my suggestion because
because I didn't even see where I moved. Well, did I move something?
No, you just moved it at a different layer order. So for my suggestion would be this bottom one, because her leg is kind of sticking out to the right. My suggestion would be to move that one more towards the top, and her shoes probably missing, and that's fine because we'll end up like overlapping it, and then maybe taking the image that you have at the top and putting it towards the bottom here. But I would also go ahead and bring this up a layer so that nothing is overlapping it. And then you have your center image. You can move it. And this is stuff you get more comfortable with as you work in this stuff more, playing with your composition. And then I'm going to, matter of fact, you're going to do this. Do Control-T, and I want to show you how to rotate this image. So she doesn't look like she's leaning back. Do Control-T.
Okay.
And you see how when you hover over one of these corners, it becomes a curved, kind of like a curved arrow. Hover a little bit outside of it. Okay, when it becomes curved, you can rotate the image. So that way we can rotate it to where it doesn't look like she's leaning back, looks like she's standing straight up. So hover over it to, yep, you got it, and then rotate. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool.
That's it. Okay, now you can hit enter to lock that in. And now it looks like she's standing straight up, right? So if that's how you want to have that arranged, that's perfect. You may want to play a little bit with the colors because I noticed that like one's probably in like really intense sunlight, so it's giving a lot of like a warmth to that picture. So if you want to kind of equalize that out, you can go to layer. Let's do a new adjustment layer, and you can do the hue and saturation. And it looks like the reds are a little intense here. So instead of master, if I go to my reds, now this is stuff that you just don't learn to do right off the bat. This is stuff that when I'm working with files, I can kind of see it and it irks me a little bit, so I'll play with it. So I'm just bringing that saturation down because it's hugely intense. And then you can also change what the color actually is. So I can make it more red. I can bring it away from the red. I think I'm going to leave the hue alone and just bring down the saturation a little bit. And then if you want to, you can also lighten. If you lighten it, it makes the colors, lighter. If you darken it, it'll make the colors more intense and darker. And I want you to only pay attention to this middle picture right now because we didn't create a clipping mask, which I'm going to do right now. Right click, create a clipping mask. So then that way it's only affecting this image. And what I'm trying to do is kind of match the other images. So I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit and bring a little more intensity to it. So now that looks a little bit better, and I can tell because if I take off that eyeball and put it back on, I can see the changes that I made there. So that looks more, looks like it flows better to me. So that's just a little extra tip. I don't expect you to know that right off the rip, but that's just something I would keep in mind for editing photos. So looks like your layout's on point. You have the theme colors here. What I want to do is figure out what text you want to put on there. What school does she cheer for?
Alabama A&M.
I thought so. Okay, well, you about to start something because once you do one, you know they're gonna be coming at you.
I know.
So
I know.
So let's do this then. Let's double click, or let's right click right now on Bloomfield Bears. Go ahead and right click on those words, and we're gonna change the name of that. Take you over there to layer. So double click on that T and say okay. And go ahead and type, if you're going to put you say Alabama A&T?
Or I can do A&M, or I can do that.
Okay.
AMU.
There you go. Ooh, all right, already. Okay, so if you want to put her name right there where it says Jakara, if you want to put her name instead, then now this one is a smart object. So I want you to right click on Jakara. And as a matter of fact, go ahead and select your move tool because right now you're in text mode. So go to the left hand side, select the move tool. Yep.
Okay, see that's the stuff I don't know. Which one is the wait a minute?
That's okay. The very top one, the crosshair arrows. That's always going to be a move tool. That's your go-to tool.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You're going to use that probably more than anything else. Now that you clicked on it, it kind of takes you out of that text mode. Well, it should. Is it taking you out? All right, so go ahead. Now that you have the move tool selected, it's still got the text tool selected. So click off of the Bloomfield Bears. Just click somewhere on a different layer. And as a matter of fact, I'm just clicking on the graffiti name over here.
I don't see it.
Go all the way back up to the top. And keep going, keep going. Where it says right under Bloomfield Bears, you see the folder called graffiti name. Click on that folder. You just click on that folder. Okay. So it took you out of, now see how it says AMU now? That it automatically changed that text for you. Now, what we're going to do is double click within that folder. We're going to double click to change the text, and that's because it's a smart object. But you're not going to double click on the words, you're going to double click on the icon. There you go, on the thumbnail there, just double click that. Double click on the thumbnail, not the,
on
the there you go. The thumbnail
right
is a little tiny image. On that checkerboard image. Go ahead and cancel out of that. You're going to double click on the checkerboard.
Right there.
Double click it real quick. And it's going to open up a smart object, and that's the text there. So this is where I was telling you it's a different font. So this one is Chase Zen Sprawl. So we need to look for that font because you're going to need that to get this graffiti look. So Chase Zen Sprawl, and I'll help you remember it. So go ahead and go to your internet, your Google search. And you're going to, when you get to your Google,
Okay.
type in Chase, C-H-A, Next word is Zen, Z-E-N. Type Chase and Zen is two different words because I think it's two different words. Chase, Zen, Sprawl is the next word. Make sure you put in Sprawl after that. S-P-R, it's S-P-R.
Oh, S-T, okay. Okay.
No, S-P like Paul.
Like what?
S-P like Paul. S-P like Paul.
Okay. Okay.
S-P-R-A-W-L. Okay, and then put font after that. Right there it is, right there at the top. Okay, go ahead and download that one. And you can choose to open it down there at the bottom. Yep. And now anytime you see a missing font, you'll know how to resolve it. So that should be the last font that's in this this file. So you'll have all the fonts that are for this template.
Okay.
And let's just leave that alone for right now until we get this font installed.
Oh, okay.
And same process you've been doing before. So just double click on that font name. We'll go to install. And it should be ready to go. So we'll go back to Photoshop now. And we should be in that smart object. And go ahead and hit don't resolve. It won't matter.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is go to that folder that says Jakara and open that folder. And you open it by clicking on that little arrowhead. And it'll open that folder up. Not double click, just click one time on it.
Okay.
It's okay. And you can just exit out of that. Yep, so that folder, yep, you hit it one time and it's going to open that up. So the reason why I have these as different layers or different, different layers is because I wanted the J and the A to be really big. So what's her name or what we're going to put there?
Kenzie, K-Y-N-Z-E-E.
Okay, so your first one, your J, you're going to change to a K. So double click on that T. You got to double click on the T and just say okay. And you're going to make it a lowercase T because this font has some weird looking capital letters. So we use lowercase letters and I just made them bigger. So put your letter, there you go. And then we'll move it once we get it done and do the same thing to the A. Go ahead and put, I guess it would be an E is the last letter.
A Y. Oh, the last one? Oh. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
So double click on the A. I'm sorry, on the T for the A and hit OK. All right. And then go ahead and the one that says A car, double click on that T, and then you'll go ahead and on the T. Go ahead and change the text there. And make sure you double click it so it makes it editable. Okay, and now we can move this around a little bit. So leave the Y-N-Z-E there and go ahead and move your single E and your single K until you get it where you want it. Now you can use the arrow keys. You can use your right and left arrow keys. There you go.
Oh,
you can move it. There you go. You got it. You got this. Now, if you want to move the K, then you just make sure that you select that layer for the K.
Oh, okay.
And then go ahead and move that K. You might have to even move it up a little bit. There you go. That's perfect. Okay, looks good. Okay. Now, if you want to save this, I want you to go up to File and Save so that you understand the basic way to save. And then I'll show you a shortcut after that. So go to File and just hit Save. And see, next to the word, it tells you what the shortcut is. So it says Control-S. You can also hit Control-S to save.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that'll start teaching you some of your shortcuts. You'll be using them soon enough, I promise you.
I hope so.
That copy and paste, Control-C, Control-V, I use that all the time. You're using Control-T already. Control-T is a shortcut for transform. And if you ever need to know what transform is, it's on your edit menu. But now you can go ahead and close out of this one. Since you saved it, hit that X there to close out of your smart object.
Right here.
Right, and that little X.
Oh, okay. Look at that.
For you.
Cool.
That's it. Now, the other thing is you have, let's say she's not graduating or anything. You just can take the class of 2023 off because you don't need it. You can literally go to the folder where it says class of year and turn that eyeball off.
Okay, I see.
You're almost done with your first design. Do you see that?
That wasn't bad. Okay, I see.
And so AMU probably doesn't use. No, they don't use gold. They use white, gray, and
white, gray, and yeah.
All right. So let's take off the class of 2023 just so that we're not dealing with that as a distraction right now. And I'm going to show you how to change these colors. So the next major thing is to change your colors of your text and the colors of the background.
Okay.
All right, so we got class of out of there. Now, for instance, let's right-click on the AMU words, and I'm going to show you how to change. Let's change the AMU. Go to the AMU text.
Right there.
It'll. It's going to pick it up in our layers. Now, I want you to double-click on that SX. And this is what you've been trying to get to all day. These are your layers.
Probably, yeah.
You've been trying to get to this, so we're finally here. So I want you to go to Color Overlay. It's going to be on the left-hand side. You'll see the word Color Overlay. If you click on that, Right there. Click on it.
Do I click on the plus?
No, not the plus. The plus is going to add another instance of it. Just click on the word color overlay.
Okay.
And see how it has yellow selected as the color? Now, I want you to move this window out of your way a little bit so you can see the image. So go ahead and take the top of this window and just shift it to the right a little bit. Shift it to the right so you can see
the right.
image.
Yeah, my other right.
It's all right. Okay. So now you can click on that yellow swatch there that's next to normal. Click on that. And you're going to have the opportunity to change it. Now, you can move this window over to the right a little bit, too, because I want you to see that you can pick colors from your artwork. All right? So let's say you wanted to pick the burgundy color, which I'm going to advise against, but I'm going to show you what you can do. Hover over your artwork and pick a color from her uniform. Pick either that gray or that burgundy, something from her uniform. And see how it turned into a little dropper?
Oh.
It just selected that as your color. And then if you need to zoom in, if you control plus and zoom in, that way you see your colors a little bit better. You can actually hold down the color dropper, and it'll show you different colors that you're touching. So honestly, I thought we were going to go with a lighter color, but I kind of like that color. You let me know what you think.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Okay. Cool. So we're done with that. We can hit OK. And OK again. And now I want you to go to where it says Kinsey. So that's going to be our graffiti name. I want you to see it has color 0, color 1, and color 2. You see that on the layers underneath or within that folder? You see color 0? Oh, no. Go to cancel. Now you see color. I'm gonna turn the eyeballs off. And
oh, okay, down there, color 0, 1, 2. Yeah.
Now turn the eyeball off of color 0. I want you to see what color 0 is.
Oh, okay.
Turn it back on. That's gonna be your base colors. Okay. Go ahead and go to color 1 and turn the eyeball off and on. Okay, and that's your darker color, your maroon color. So turn it back on. And what I'm looking for is that yellow, so it's probably going to be color 2. So try color 2 now. Turn it off and turn it back on. And we're going to make that one gray. So basically, I want you to double-click on that FX. So we'll keep with the same thing. Whatever we turn one color, we'll make another one of our theme colors. So go to your, let's see, this one is an inner shadow. So you see it's only got a couple of things selected. Go to that inner shadow and see if that's where your yellow color is. All right, that's where it is. So now I want you to click on that yellow swatch, and we're going to make it gray. So you can manually select a gray by just picking somewhere over here on the left-hand side, because it's kind of hard to pick the gray from a uniform. But you see how when you select that gray, it'll show up on your preview over there.
Yeah.
And then you can hit OK. And there you go. Took that yellow out.
Oh, wow.
And now the last thing that we have to do is edit the colors of the tie-dye background, right? So in that case, I want you to right-click somewhere where you see just the background by itself, maybe somewhere right here where I have the mouse. Right-click there, and let's see how we're going to get to the background. And you see where it says tie-dye?
Yeah.
And right above that, it says colorway 4. So I want you to select colorway 4. And it'll take you to that colorway 4, maroon, yellow, black. The whole folder. Select that one. Now it's going to take you to that folder, which probably is down here in background. So I'm going to open that up in background. And you'll see colorway 4 selected. Now, if I don't want to mess with this background because I know I'm going to use maroon and gold, you might do some, Bethune-Cookman stuff, and you want to keep that maroon and gold. So I'm going to right-click and duplicate the group. So once I duplicate that group, now I can go mess with it, and I'm not messing up my original color scheme. So I want you to rename this one. And this time you will double-click on the words because we're going to rename it. So double-click on the word, which is colorway 4. And this one, I want you to go to the end of it and delete where it says copy. So this one's going to be maroon. Maybe you call this just maroon and silver. Because white, I mean, you can put white too if you want to. So maroon, silver, and then maybe call it colorway 5 instead of colorway 4. So then that way you know that this was, oh, you can go back because you already have colorway in there. So delete that and go to, you know, in the very beginning.
Oh, okay,
you see the number 4.
yeah.
Yep, just change that to number 5. That way you have like a little naming system. So hit enter. And all you've done right now is you just changed the name of that folder. So now you have a colorway 5. I want you to expand that folder with the little, yep, you got it. All right, and scroll down a little bit. And you'll see you can keep all the maroons the same, but we need to change those yellows. So first things first, click on the darkest yellow. I want you to double click on that. Yep, double click on that swatch. And you can change it right there. So go ahead and pick light gray. All right, and just hit OK. And same thing for that other yellow. Now this time, because that was our darker yellow, now we're in the lighter yellow. Let's pick white and see, or like a very light gray. There we go. And hit OK there. And now you see the colorway is more for that school. You can change it to like a darker gray because you really only have one main color, and then you have your gray, white, and black are your kind of support colors. So we're also going to go ahead and take out the image that's in the background here. So you have your tie-dye. You see how it has some watermarked images there? I want you to right-click on that watermark flag right there. Just right-click on it. And then this one says photo background. So go to the folder that says photo background. And you can turn that entire folder off if you want to, or you can even drop your own photos in there. It's like, let's say you wanted a picture of the football field or anything like that.
Oh man, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you can watermark stuff in the background. If you had a picture of the college that she's going to, let's say she's in the College of Medicine or, you know, College of Journalism or whatever, and you want to put a picture of the college in the background, you can watermark it so it's not overpowering, but it still kind of puts that into the scene. But that's just
how did you watermark that?
Basically, if you turn the folder back on, let me show you something.
Okay.
If you turn that folder on, you see the opacity up here at the top? So that opacity means that it's not entirely opaque. It's only about 47%, a little less than 50% opaque. So I want you to hit that opacity and change it, make it go up and down, and then you'll see what it does.
Oh, okay.
So you can go to that drop down for the opacity and just pull it up and pull it down and see what it does.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
And then that's how you watermark.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. So now, like, so when that picture you put in, so this is like a question. Like, when I go in and put in a picture, like, what's the difference between place embedded and place linked?
Well, I do place embedded. Place linked means that it's always going to look for the exact location where you've saved that original image. And let's say you move your files around or you copy and paste them and put them in different folders. It will drive you crazy because it will not show that unless it can tell where the linked image is. So when you place it embedded, that means that it is in this file. No matter where you take this file, the picture is going to stay with it. So I encourage you to do place embedded. Okay.
That's what I've been doing, but I just didn't know why.
Well, now you know, and then that was a great question, as a matter of fact. Let me look for do a Google search right now and look for the AMU logo, the Bulldog logo, because you can put that as a watermark in the background. I think that'll be a good watermark. And if you go to images, well, I guess is it doing like it does for Google? I think it's pretty much the same, the Bing search.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I can just choose any one of these.
You can do the lettering, or you can look for one that has the bulldog itself. You might want to look up the bulldog because I think it's a little more. It'll be better as far as a design element.
Okay, there's one right there.
And that one says it's a PNG, so we'll see how that works out. But yeah, go ahead and click on that image, and it's not a PNG, but I'm going to show you something that you can do if it's not a PNG anyhow. Will allow you to, so I don't use this browser to download, will allow you to just download from here if you right click on the image.
No, it don't look like it. Because normally when I do it, let me see, I'm using Chrome, so I'm not familiar with.
Right, and I usually just right click. Let's go hit down here to more and see what it says. More. View image. I'm going to go to view image. I just clicked on more and go to view image. There you go. Now right click, and it should allow you to download it. Save picture as. And then wherever it saves it, you know, it'll probably end up like in your downloads or something like that. Or you can choose. I guess right now it's letting you choose where you save it.
I'm going to put watermark after it so I can find it.
There you go.
Okay.
And now it's saving it in my document. So when you go to pull it in, and now I'm going to show you, just like you've been doing, go ahead and show me how you pull in an image when you do File, Place, Embedded. And then remember, it was in my document. There you go. Go ahead and hit play. And then I want you to make it bigger so that you'll be able to see it. And go ahead and move it to where you think you want it to be.
Is that too big or?
Yeah, well, we're about to see right now. It's okay. I like to play with things. And I do oversized logos all the time, even if you can't see them. And then that makes it to where you're not trying to put the logo on something. You're just using it as a suggestion. So that's fine. Now I want you to hit enter so you can lock in that size. And then you're going to drag that image into that photo background folder. So on the layers panel, on the layer side, I want you to drag it into that folder. Yep. Go ahead and drag it right on top of those other images. So drag it down below into the folder. Yep. Let it go. And I want you to go ahead and turn off the other two layers. You turn off that other one. Now, right now what we're dealing with is a white, because it wasn't a PNG. As you see, there were lines, which you're going to frequently do that. So what you can do right now, you have an option. Double-click on this AMU Bulldog watermark. Double-click on the thumbnail. I'm sorry, not the words. And because it's embedded, it's its own smart object. So what we're going to do is take the magic wand tool. So come over here to the left-hand side, and right now you have the quick select. Go ahead and grab that magic wand. The magic wand is at the bottom. Yep. And then I want you to select the white around. So just click one time. Yep. Okay, so you see you have a piece selected. Now at the very top here, you see you have one square, and then you have two squares that are kind of combined with your options. This one means that we're going to add to the selection. So I want you to click the two that are combined. And we're going to add to this current selection. Yep. So now it's going to keep what you already have. I want you to click somewhere else that you know you want to remove, somewhere else in the background. And see how it added to that selection just now? And then also follow through with this right-hand side over here to the side of the face. Yep, looks good. Now we have the outside selected. So what I want you to do is come up here to the word select, hit select, and then I want you to choose the inverse. Yep, right there. So now you have the outside meat selected. When you hit inverse, now it's selected that inside meat. and you're going to make your first clipping mask. Okay, so go ahead and hit this this rectangle down here with the circle on your layers. That's going to create a layer mask.
So click on that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And look what you just did. So you didn't destroy any pixels. So let's say you miss and cut off one of his toenails. You're like, dang, I deleted those pixels. They're still there. They just have a mask around them. So you can always edit that mask, and black is going to conceal and white's going to reveal. So you did a perfect job on this. If you want to actually make this a PNG, I want you to right-click on this layer mask and hit Apply Layer Mask. And now that makes it an actual PNG. So if you were to exit out of here, remember last time we saved, I want you to exit out of here without saving, and I want you to pay attention to the prompt.
Okay.
So it says save changes to the image before closing. You're going to say yes. So it's going to prompt you if you want to save. And all of a sudden, that white background is removed.
Oh, wow.
And you watermarked your PNG.
Nice.
So you're done with this. You've literally completed your first template from A to Z. The only thing I would say is I don't think it saves our changes for that yellow, so this is a good opportunity to see if we remember how to get back to it. So right-click on the Kenzie down there, and let's change that yellow out, and I think you're done. Oh, make sure you have your Move tool selected. So that's a good thing, too, to go through this step again, because we were working with a different tool. And if I'm not mistaken, go to your graffiti name. And I think it was color 2. I believe it was color 2. And just double click on the FX.
Oh, on the FX. Oops, wrong one.
So no, you don't need to change that. You can hit no to that one. And then go ahead and close it out, because you don't need to change the smart object. We just need to change the effect on the smart object. So go ahead.
Okay, now how do I
exit out of there?
On the top right here?
Yeah, go ahead and exit out.
Okay.
And then you want to double click on the FX. The FX on the right hand side. Yep, that's where your effects are. And this one was an inner shadow, so select your inner shadow.
Where is it? Oh, okay.
You get the words inner shadow? Yep. And see how it has yellow selected? So last time I guess we didn't hit save or OK, so it went back to the yellow. So click on that yellow swatch and go ahead and change it to something else. Change it to a gray. You can even change it to another one of the maroon colors if you wanted to, because if you don't feel like you have enough maroon in there, you can switch it to that. And you can select the color from the color palette. It's all up to you.
I'll just go with that.
Okay, and now hit OK. And you're locked and loaded and good to go. I can also show you how to take these guides off if they're distracting you. Go up to View at the top of the window here, where your file and everything is. Go to View, and then let's go to the word Show, and it'll have like a little arrow. Yep. And where it says Guides, go ahead and select Guides, and it'll take the View guides off.
Oh, okay.
So now you can see what you're working with. How you feel about it?
Oh, my goodness, I did it.
You did it. Make sure you hit Save. Control-S is the shortcut to save. That's going to be one of your best shortcuts, just like Control-T is transform. Control-S is going to be one of your best friends so that you're actually saving your work. So hold down Control and then hit the letter S.
Okay.
And it's telling you it's saving down at the bottom left corner. So you're done.
Cool. Yay. I think I could probably do it now. Okay, so okay, but what is all this other stuff for on the left side?
So these are things you'll be learning to use pretty much as you go. If you hover over something, see how it's giving you tips to what it does? It will also give you an idea of how you can use the tool. So, for instance,
Mhm.
you were, let me tell you one of the things you use more than probably anything else, your magic wand tool. And remember how we wanted the magic wand, so we came down here to this arrow, and quick selection
Mhm.
was already active. So
Mhm.
you'll have
Mhm.
these options here to select your backgrounds. This is what you're going to use to select areas that you want to hide or delete pixels from. You're definitely going to use that. You have your gradient over here. Is another one that you're going to use a lot. That's the gradient tool, but this is also where your paint bucket is. So if you wanted to fill a shape or fill a background with a particular color, that's the one you're going to use there. Your text tool, this is how you're going to type. If you want to type fresh text, or you want to edit text that you already have, you can select that type tool, and then once you go to your artboard, it'll edit any text you already have, or it'll allow you to type new text where you didn't have anything before.
Okay.
Let's see, another one you'll probably use, definitely that paintbrush, the brush tool. And you see how when I'm hovering over stuff, it's telling me what it is. You can
Mhm.
go to the help files and figure out, once it tells you what it is, figure out some of the ways you can use the tool, and it'll give you
Mhm.
some good examples there too. I want to say, I've never done this, but I think it gives you a tutorial. If you hover over something and then select Learn How,
Mhm.
it'll give you a whole tutorial on just the brush tool.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So now see, I was giving you a tutorial with the brush tool, and it's telling you what
Mhm.
to do, and it expects you to do it. So as a new Photoshop user, I would definitely take advantage of that. For instance, it says paint with the brush tool, and it's going to give you some options. I probably could do this and learn some new stuff because they change and upgrade these tools. So it tells you
Mhm.
select the brush in the toolbar and see how it's taking you through step by step. And you're going to select, open the brush settings to change the sizes. So you'll open that up, change the size of your brush, and it says set size to around 60 pixels. So it's giving you steps to do. So I would type in 60 pixels there and just follow those steps. And this will teach you how to use the brush there. It says change your hardness to 30, change that hardness. So definitely play with those and do that for every tool that's on here.
Okay.
And that way it'll at least familiarize you with what the tools do. And usually in the videos that go with each template, I walk you through the steps that you need to just edit the template so it's not overwhelming. But
Mhm.
you'll definitely be more familiar and more confident with the program if you're familiar with these tools over here.
Right.
So yeah, I would absolutely tell you to do those tutorials. They don't take too long, but they give you like aha moments. Oh, that's how I do that.
Right. Right. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I think I got it. I should be able to play around with it.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, if you don't mind, save this one. Matter of fact, how do I get out of, now I'm in this tutorial. Save this as a JPEG for me and post it in the group.
Okay.
That way I can brag on you. Because I'm
Okay.
definitely gonna brag on you. But yeah, save it wherever you want to save it. You'll have your proof of work for today, and in that way, yeah, I'm definitely gonna brag on you. And then when I post this video, of course, they'll get to see your work too. But you did it. You're through
Thank
one of
you
these.
so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And if there's anything else that you want to learn how to do, if you put it in the Innate Creatives group. If it's something that other people want to see too, a lot of times I'll do a free video for that, because a lot of people want to see it. If you need me
Mhm.
one-on-one, I'm here for that, but I don't want you to feel like you have to have one-on-one help just to do a template. I really, I think that you have a little confidence now that you'll be able to play with some of the other ones. And, of course, if you need me one-on-one, I'm here for you. I'm just trying to protect your checkbook,
Right. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, well, I had fun today, and I'm glad to see what you had come up with. So,
Thank
I think
you
we
so
got
much. I
everything.
really
Yeah,
appreciate all your help.
you're welcome, love, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay. All righty. Bye bye.
All right, you have a good one. Bye-bye.